Fest in New York City. He was on stage with Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton to do a live taping of his podcast, Mind the Game, but he gave his most illuminating answer about where he could go next to a young fan whose name was Eli.
How do you feel about being in free agency, and what do you want to do in your next team, and how do you want to develop it after next season?
First of all, that was a hell of a question, and some of the media people in here probably should learn from me, young fella. Y'all heard this question, right? So how do I feel about free agency? Obviously, it's a big decision. This is the third time in my career that I've been a free agent. I think 3, yeah. So it's a big decision for not only myself, but for my family as well, and just for the last part of my career and where I want to spend the last few years, or the last year, or the last 2 years of, my NBA career. So wherever I go, Elon, I will make my statement on just, I'm a natural born leader. I'm gonna try to fit into whatever team I'm going into, but also, give them all the tools and give them all the knowledge that I've been able to, grasp over the last 23 years. I know the game. I know the ins and outs about the game of basketball. Oh, I appreciate it, man. You far too kind, man. You awesome. And wherever I land, I hope that you support me and I can continue to inspire you, all right?
Some tremendous delivery there from young Eli, and we have a seat for you right here on NBA Today when you're ready. But Brian Windhorst is beaming in now. Brian, this is the first time, at least I can recall, that LeBron saying, well, maybe it's the next year or next 2 when talking about the amount of time that he may want to play here. What stood out to you from what we heard in that hour?
And that was about all that was newsworthy for people who are desperate to hear where LeBron is going to go. And by the way, that includes the teams who are trying to get him. They're desperate for that information too. And respectfully, it is not his 3rd free agency, it is his 4th. And it's fast becoming the longer than all of the previous free agencies put together. And there had been some hope that today there was not really an expectation within the league that LeBron would reveal where he was going to go today. But what teams, and when I say teams, I'm not talking about just your average fan here. Because Malika, when I was in Las Vegas this week at Summer League, the teams that are trying to get him are talking to each other, they're talking to me, they're saying, what are you hearing? There's been no information coming from LeBron or Rich Paul about what he's thinking, and not so much about what he's picking, but what is important to him. Whether style of play will be important, whether role, whether he wants to have a certain limitation on his minutes or games. Those are things that the teams would, if they had that information, they could potentially improve their bid, improve their hand. And I expect that to happen after he selects the team. But the ball was not moved forward today at all.
Maybe there's a little bit more that we can glean from those who were actually in the room. Dave McMenamin was at the Mind the Game taping and joins us now. So, Dave, from actually being there, what was the most important insight maybe that we gained, if any?
Well, actually, Brian Windhorst texted me after he saw some of the clips coming out, and he said, beard dye. And we've seen all summer he had that long, scraggly gray beard. And I think if it was the final chapter, he may go out with a gray beard. But I think the beard dye, the short beard, leads us to believe that there could be not just a swan song here, but a final chapter that could last a season or 2. That's the first thing. And I took a seat right in front of the stage. To my right is Lakers coach JJ Redick. Did not expect to see JJ there, and I would dispute Brian in terms of there's no news made. LeBron addressed his exit from the Lakers for the first time. He expressed a lot of gratitude. He name-checked Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka. And certainly at times that relationship was strained with both of them, but he is leaving the franchise in a good place, or as a best of place as possible. And then when it comes down to what team he's going to pick, he had some fun with it. He let the crowd, shout out team names. I hear Warriors, I hear Sixers. He's even said he noticed some of the chatter online saying that if he went to Miami, they'd only be a play-in team. And so obviously he senses that the moment's only going to get bigger from this point forward, and wasn't quite ready to reveal it today.
Yeah, I don't know that I went into today with an expectation that we were going to hear on stage at Fanatics Fest definitively, this is where I am going from LeBron James. But I think that this is about what we all expected. Not to mention, this is not the last time we're going to hear from him today. He has another panel scheduled coming up in just a little bit. And so maybe with other people pressing him and asking more questions, we glean a little bit more. Maybe not. Dave, thank you very much for that insight. Just as a reminder, when we talk about play style, right? This is where we're sitting with LeBron James right now. He ranks top 6 in assists, threes, steals all time, while also, of course, being the NBA's leading scorer. And he's going to continue to look to move up these new lists with his new team, wherever, whoever that may be. He is just 76 assists away from passing Jason Kidd for the 3rd most all time. So Mark Spears, who has covered LeBron James extensively, joins me in studio. Thank you so much. My friend Kendrick Perkins, who played with LeBron, is with us as well. Perk, is there anything that you are seeing today that you didn't yesterday after hearing from LeBron James in terms of his decision making?
Well, yes, I think he somewhat put it out there that this is not his last year, or that it could be multiple years, which, in my opinion, could affect his decision. Because if he does play, if he's planning on playing 2 more years, who's to say that it's just going to be one stop for 2 years? It could be a stop and then another stop. But again, I'm to the point now. Well, this morning I told Wendy, I said, there's only 2 people that knows where LeBron James is going, and that's Savannah and LeBron. Rich Paul don't even know. But after hearing LeBron speak today, I'm convinced that he still don't know where he want to go. I still believe that internally that he's still trying to make his mind up, and that he's accepting all phone calls, all voice notes. He's accepting all the love right now. And I think it's narrowed down to a few teams, but I don't think he has his mind made up either.
You know, I was fatigued entering the day. I think I was fatigued of LeBron.
I don't think it's just you, Mark.
But you know what? After hearing him at Fan Fest, I almost feel excited as the decision. I remember the decision. I was in Las Vegas, and it was at the Virgin Hotel. It was something else then. I think it was Hard Rock. And just the excitement, and George Karl was standing next to me, and everybody was waiting. And I feel like the drum beat starting to come for that again.
And that was only 15 minutes that folks had to wait.
And I don't know how much longer we're going to have to wait, but I'm kind of with Perk. I don't know that he does know.
Interesting.
Right? And I think when Jaylen Brown gets traded to the Sixers, maybe he knew before, but that probably threw a wrench in it.
Brian, do you have any reporting that puts it one way or another in terms of, we don't know, but do you have an inclination that he has an understanding of what that next step is as of right now, or are there still calls that can be made?
I don't, Malika. You know, I'm in the position where I'm supposed to know these things, and a lot of times we do. Sometimes we know things we can't say. That's not even the case here.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But in Vegas this week, one of the things I was, gleaning, talking to some of the GMs who are hoping to sign LeBron